Imagine thousands of people going into a battle against soldiers with guns, believing that the bullets will not kill them. This sounds like a movie, right? But it actually happened in Africa. And the man at the center of this story was called Kinjekitile Ngwale, a Tanzanian. In 1905, Tanzania was under German colonial rule. Life had become extremely difficult for many Africans. The Germans forced people to work on plantations, grow crops for the colonial government, and pay taxes. People were losing control over their own land and their way of life. Anger was growing. Then something happened that changed everything. A man named Kinjekitile Ngwale appeared in the southern part of Tanzania. He became known as a spiritual leader, and he began telling people that they had to unite and resist German rule. But he gave them something even more powerful: hope. Kinjekitile claimed that he had received a message from a powerful spirit. He told his followers about something called Maji, which means water. According to the belief, if the fighters put the sacred Maji on their bodies, German bullets would turn into water when they hit them. Thousands of people believed him, and soon, different African communities that normally lived separately began coming together. They had a common enemy: the Germans. In July 1905, the rebellion began. African fighters attacked German colonial stations and plantations. They destroyed cotton plantations and other property connected to German rule. The uprising spread quickly across southern Tanzania, and the Germans were shocked. They were facing thousands of Africans who were willing to fight back. But then came the terrible reality: the magic could not stop bullets. German soldiers had modern rifles and machine guns. Many of African fighters had traditional weapons such as spears, bows, and arrows with a few guns. They charged towards German positions, believing that they were protected. But German bullets did not turn into water. Thousands of people were killed, and the fighting continued for years. The Germans eventually used an even more brutal strategy. They destroyed villages and burned crops so that the people would have nothing to eat. This caused a terrible famine. Hundreds of thousands of people are believed to have died from fighting, famine, and diseases during and after the rebellion. And what happened to Kinjekitile? The Germans eventually captured him. He was accused of leading the rebellion and was executed by hanging in 1905. The Maji rebellion was defeated, but the story of Kinjekitile and the people who followed him did not disappear. They had stood up against one of the strongest colonial powers in Africa. They knew they were facing guns. They knew the Germans had better weapons, but they decided that they would rather fight than continue living under oppression. This is a story of courage, but also a tragic reminder that courage alone cannot defeat bullets.